Greetings and welcome to this edition of Washington Demon Coaches Show, or as we affectionately call it here, the Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour, or the Washington Press Box. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson. I'm joined in the studio, as always, by the one and only Mr. Van Weldon. Brent, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be back. I think it's been about a month.
We've missed you. We've had really short shows, no intrigue, no controversy.
Wow.
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
And if you think Brent Van Weldon is a one and only, soon after him we'll be joined by the actual one and only Mr. Steve Roth, the longtime coach of the Demons track team, and we'll talk to him about both boys and girls track. We got the Steve Roth relays tomorrow, and we also have some auction stuff that we'll talk to him about, so I'm excited to chat with him. So without further ado, welcome back. Welcome to spring sports.
Yeah.
Welcome to spring activities. It was a good winter.
Yeah, we had a good winter. The all-conference teams came out, I think, since we probably talked last.
Yeah.
Several kids on the academic all-conference teams, which for that it's a little different. You got to be a junior or senior.
Yeah.
But we had a large number of kids on the academic all-conference teams. A lot of kids first and second team all-conference in basketball and wrestling, boys and girls wrestling. So, yeah, we were very excited at the number of kids that received honors. I think our kids played hard, and obviously Ethan, he's been chosen for a couple of the
Pizza Ranch.
Some all-star team.
I should know.
Yeah, it's the coach's all-star team, I think. He's playing on the South, is that right?
Southeast, yep.
Yeah.
There's 4 teams, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest, and Northeast. So we'll actually be in we'll be at that it's this Saturday.
Is it?
Yeah.
So did they practice at Washington already? Because I know they're practicing at Washington one of the days.
I think they practice in Washington tonight.
Tonight, okay. Yeah. Well, I knew it was coming up. So anyway, but yeah, so basketball did well. Wrestling did well. We ended our individual speech team. They I think had 9 or 10 kids make it to All-State, so they did extremely well. Finished up archery. All elementary, middle school, and archery teams all represented well at the state competition in 3D and bullseye, I guess, are what they're called. And we just had a jazz band concert last night, 7 through 12, and it was a great concert. Mr. McClanahan and Mr. Hughes did a great job. The middle school went to SEBA Jazz Band. I think they placed 3rd. So they're doing real well.
What's 3D archery? That sounds dangerous. It sounds like
they put like a stuffed animal out there. They put an animal out there. Well, like have you ever hunted deer or thing with a bow? Or
do I look like I have?
Well, you got a beard and a vest on, so little flannel going today. So
I've been deer hunting one time, and I was asked to wait in the car.
Okay, so yeah, basically they put an animal out there and they put a target on it where you should shoot it to if you were a hunter, and they aim at that. So
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you mentioned off camera that the middle school play is coming up.
Yeah, J.C. Stapp, their director, I don't know. There was supposed to be a couple weeks ago, and they had some kids that were ill, and then we had spring break and all that, so we postponed it till this Friday. It's called A Voice in the Dark, A Salem Story, and obviously it's during the Salem witch trials out in the Northwest, and I believe it's a story through a 12 or 13-year-old, so it should be interesting. I saw them walking around the school, I think yesterday. They were doing dress rehearsal, so they were in their costumes and makeup, so it was pretty cool to see.
So that's Friday. Do you know what time?
I don't. I think it's normally at 6 o'clock, but I don't know that for sure.
We'll buy tickets and go see A Voice in the Dark, A Salem Story. Unlikely to be a comedy, I would say.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We had some news about district sports. I think that's kind of interesting. They've been shuffling the deck the last couple of years, especially in football, and they did it again, yesterday or the day before. They came out with an announcement about some district changes. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, the thing about, I just want to back up a little bit. lot of people are starting to get a hold of us when homecoming is and when we're doing different things and stuff. We don't know our football schedule yet, but we know who's in our district. So this year our district has changed a little bit, but we have Assumption and Mount Vernon, which we've had Assumption several times, but Mount Vernon maybe a couple years ago, I think maybe we had them or played them in the playoffs, but they're both in our district. Then Mount Pleasant, Fort Madison, Keokuk, and us. So the goal is now to find 4 teams to play non-district the first 4 weeks. So we have to have those submitted by March 30th, which I've already submitted mine with the help of Coach Arrett. And hopefully by the middle of April, we know our football schedule. So that's the plan.
And then you'll know homecoming dates.
Then we'll know when homecoming is and all that good stuff.
When's prom?
Prom is April 15th.
Okay, well,
it's coming up. April 15 in a couple weeks.
I have a proclivity towards overbooking, so I'll just make sure I check that. I've missed a couple of proms so far. So.
And, they've done a great job getting ready. I think they're right on track to make sure everything's a go for that. Excellent. So Mrs. Who took that over? Who took that over? Mrs. Hippen took that over with a group of kids, and they're doing a great job.
It's awesome.
So
you want to talk about the district shakeups?
Oh, yeah. So anyway, the district. So this year the state decided to do something new as far as your beds enrollment. And your beds enrollment is basically the kids we had as freshmen, sophomores, and juniors last year determine what class we're in this year. And I believe our number was 363. And then this year they are taking the number of students you have free and reduced, or taking 40% of those students and subtracting that from 363 to get our new beds enrollment, which I think ours is 284 maybe. Okay. And that makes us a smaller 3A school. Mount Pleasant was 4A last year, so they came down to 3A, but they also dropped Danville as one of their
district.
Yeah, in their district. So it's a little different. As you know, we played West Burlington Notre Dame last year in district. They're now a 2A school, so we won't play them anymore. So we're really trying to get non-district teams from around our area and teams that we think we can be competitive with. So our schedule might look a little different next year.
You think they should do something different with the private schools ever?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Not too loaded of a question?
It seems as though a lot of the private schools do extremely well in the state series.
Concur.
So, maybe they have an advantage. But
I always thought maybe they needed to have a private school classification, actually.
Yeah, there are some states that do that. That's interesting. And then, they've done multipliers before.
Right.
Where each student is 1.5 students instead of 1 or something like that to raise their enrollment. This is for football, we're using, I think, the same system as what maybe Minnesota is currently using. And they seem to think it works all right. But if you look at a lot of the schools, private schools that were 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A last year, whatever it was, not many of them moved classes. So because they don't have many kids that are free and reduced. So
that makes sense.
Their percentage is basically 0 for most. But anyway, that's what they did this year. We'll see how it works out, and I think we'll still be competitive and be able to go out and put a good team on the field.
So this spring, obviously, we got track. We'll talk to Coach Roth here in a second. What else do we have going on in terms of sports this spring?
So I'll start with soccer. Coach Quigley is our girls' coach, and Coach Hart is our head boys' coach. And
Mason Quigley,
head girls' coach. Yep, old graduate from Washington. He's been the assistant the last couple of years, and his assistant this year is Michaela Lunsford, who actually graduated from Fairfield. But she's student teaching in our district this year,
cool.
and she's helping out. And I think they have around 35 or 36 girls out.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be a nice team. We should be able to have JV and varsity games. The boys, Coach Hart and Coach Grunwald is the assistant. They should have 30 to 35 boys as well. So our soccer teams the numbers are really good.
Yeah.
Golf, I think both of our teams have about a dozen players out. So Coach Stark, the boys coach, and Coach Torius, the girls coach, their numbers are really good. And then obviously track. I think
Good numbers there too?
I think so. I think Coach Roth has 50, 60 kids, and the girls are above 30 as well. So we have a lot of participation this fall. And thrown in there, we have the spring musical coming up later on down the road. Don't ask the name, don't ask the date, but we also have that in there as well. So lots going on here in the near future.
All right.
Bring that up next time.
I will.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about homecoming again then, sure.
Yeah. We might know it by now. We won't know
next.
No.
I'll just ask you every time.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Coach Steve Roth of the Washington Demons track team.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to the Washington Demon Coaches Show. I'm your host, Todd Patterson, or the Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour. We still don't have a jingle, by the way, Brent. We'll work on it. I'm joined now by longtime head coach of the Washington Demons track team, Steve Roth. Coach, great to have you here.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
So how long have you been coaching track?
This is 47.
47.
Yep.
47 years, not since 1947.
Fact.
Fact.
We won the conference a couple years ago, and the first time we won it in a while. And I'd said last time we'd won it, and one of my guys said, "I wasn't even born then." That hurts. That hurt a lot.
So you're coming off a really successful season. You have a third place overall finish.
Fourth place.
Yeah. It was close, though, right?
Very close. Yes.
Fourth place overall finish, and so I know you've got at least one state championship in the past, right? How many times have you had finishes like that? It's like you had
we've been
top three a few times or something like that.
Yeah, top three. 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6 times.
Won it in '98, but top three about 6 times I think.
Yeah.
And this was top 10 like 15 times. So I mean that's.
So I'm excited about this track team. I mean, I know you lost some studs. I can think of Lance Saboski and Jacob Miller and some guys like that, but you didn't. You still have a really, really, really fast team and really athletic team, and is what I can tell. So why don't you tell us a little bit about
we do.
How
we
things
have 25 points coming back. So I mean that's plus Micah Reese learned from the best from Lance.
Yeah.
So he chased Lance all last year. So We're expecting big things out of Micah. And Micah, again, Lance didn't score as a junior at the state cross-country meet, and Micah has. So
Yeah.
that's just a plus for Micah's focus on what he needs to do in the spring. But no, for us to be where we're supposed to be at the end of the year, we have to stay healthy, and get the events we need to be there. Should be there.
So who do you have coming in, names we may not know, that you're looking for big things from?
Mike is mainly the one. I mean,
Yeah.
we're expecting big things out of Elijah Morris, and then
Well, he's
Ethan.
hardly an unknown.
Yeah, he's hardly an unknown anymore. Ethan, we are, but like Jude Brown, we're expecting some stuff out of him this year.
Very fast, yes.
He's very fast, yes, and we're trying to get him incorporated in the system that we do. Same thing with Aiden Hewlin.
Yeah.
Being banged up for a couple years, and we're hoping he fits in really well. He's had we've had 3 indoors, so we've seen everybody really compete, and we kind of got an idea where they can fit in.
Okay.
But those 2 guys really come to mind. Again, Micah's one of the big pluses for us this year.
Yeah, I've watched him the last couple of years. Just really gets demonstrably better every year. And
Yes. And Lance had to call me today because he's helping tomorrow. He's coming back, but he thinks Micah's best race is a 32, which we do too, but he hasn't ran 32 yet this spring. So
Lance wanted to advise on that, did he?
Yeah, he wanted advice, and we take it into
Well, he's a Saboski. He comes by it honestly.
stay away from that one. Nice. But yeah, there's just a lot of, when we talk about everything we got, we got Brendan Hartman,
Yeah, Braden, yeah.
He, his best performance is a shot, but he goes up and scores in the disc. So
Yeah.
we're expecting him to get places in both them higher than that. Little bit of concentration on the shot in the spring. He hasn't thrown the disc yet, so he's been pushing himself a little too much on it, too much thinking. So hopefully that disc relax him, and he'll get that. But to him, he's already qualified for Drake Relays. He's thrown 53.10, so he's pretty much in for Drake.
So is that a blue?
They have a blue oval standard, and it's 54 even. So he's as close as you get, and he'll throw better than that.
That's fantastic.
And Elijah has too. The oval was 50 flat or 50.2. Elijah's ran 48, so they're both in there already. So we can move things around.
You got some flexibility now.
We got a lot of flexibility, and we're going to try to get. We have, it depends on what we do at the other sprinters where they fit in. And tomorrow night we're going to mix some stuff up even more since the weather's going to be a little different tomorrow night. So that's what's fun about it, just playing early.
Yeah,
find out where they fit in.
Yeah. So we got the Steve Roth. Is it the Invitational or
Steve Roth Washington Relays? Yes.
Steve Roth Washington Relays tomorrow. Which I guess kicks off the outdoor season for you then, right?
It does.
And so about what time does that start?
We're going to move it up to 3:00. See if we can just get a little more in before it gets nasty cold tomorrow night. So everything's going to start at 3.
Okay.
Coach Van Wadden was very appreciative that he let us move it up.
Some discussion on it.
There was a lot of discussion. But yeah, starts at 3. Everything's starting at 3:00. Hopefully we're done by 8:00. Field events and running events start at 3 tomorrow.
So all the we talk. Maybe you need to take another break and then come back. Let's take another break and we'll come back. I want to talk about the bidding and auction stuff, even though I might be talking myself out of a named event. Awesome. But it's for the good of the cause, right?
Good of the cause, yes.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back with Coach Roth.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
All right, welcome back. We're joined again in the studio by Coach Roth, and looking forward to the Steve Roth Washington Invitational track meet. We're not great with names here.
It's all good.
It's been a problem. Van Welden's not been much of a help. So you got indoor track seasons in the books. You're starting outdoor tomorrow, and I was intrigued. You're trying something new this year with naming events for, you said, the next several events, not for the Steve Roth one, but the next 5 events people can bid on. So talk a little bit about what you're planning to do.
So my meet, I've always named events after the people that have been important to the track program and all that. So we have maybe 15 events named after people. So we're, as a girls and boys squad, we sold cards before. We've done a lot of different fundraisers. We picked it off a team in West Iowa, sell an event.
Yeah.
But we decided we'd just let it auction it off an event. So we started Sunday. Every event, I think there's 20 events total, and we have it on social media, and then there's other places you can find it too on our web page on the Boys and Girls Track Program. And you just pick out an event and make a bid on it and just keep watching it. Started Sunday and it ends this Sunday at 7:00. And then you'll get a program. Your name will be in the program for the event. You can put anybody's name. You can put whatever you want on it, your name, but you'll get 5 events. You'll get the Demon Relays, you'll get the Girls Invitational, you'll get the 2 junior high meets, and we have conference this year. So you get that. So your name's on the program for the next 5 events.
So I encourage you all to go out and bid not on the DMED.
Yeah, because you still got that. Or bid it up and he'll bid more.
Probably. It's my wife, not me.
Yeah, I know it is. It's her name on there.
So do you guys still have you still do the press box? Are you doing the press box stuff this year? I mean, I don't mean the press box, but the finish line or
the
whatever.
Finish line thing. Yep. Yeah. But we use that for our track program. So yeah, we have the new press box, but we rented it out during football for football games.
Oh, football games. Got
it
you.
Really worked well. We made some extra dollars on it and all that kind of stuff. But no, the announcer and all the starters are in there for that one.
Oh, so you don't rent it out for the track. It's just the football.
No,
okay.
We probably could. The other one make a lot of money.
Well, if the weather was like last year, I think
we think it's probably going to be not quite as bad, but maybe a little colder and not as windy as. Well, we have 26 teams coming, 26 teams. So I mean, there's a lot of teams. It's a big moneymaker. I'm sorry for the track program, school and all that. So
why are you sorry?
Huh? We got to go with it. I mean, some coaches we're concerned, about our kids.
Sure.
It's when you just don't want to. You try to take care of them, get them hurt early, and it's tough to run in that stuff. But
26 teams. So how long a meet is this?
Well, we're done by 8. It only takes 4 hours. We have between the starter and Mr. Six.
You guys know what you're doing, huh?
They move it along very well. Yes, yeah. We have some very, very seasoned people that have been around for a long time. Some of them as long as I've been around to help me do this.
So can you tell me a little bit about your other coaches? Who's helping you coach?
Shelby Salo is my assistant coach. She runs the distance people. She's done a fabulous job. The kids love her, and she's a distance lady herself. She's assistant for the cross country team, so it just works out just really well for us. Nick Williams is my assistant on the throws side, an outstanding job with what he's done with Mr. Hartman and all the young kids and all that. And then Jake Rickard is a volunteer for the hurdlers. And then we have 2 or 3 other coaches that just kind of come in and help when they possibly can. So got a nice squad. We got 60 plus out, like Coach Van said, and a lot of throwers because of football, 20 throwers, but we still have some 40 plus runners.
That's great.
We have the seniors are what we look at right now. We're trying to get everything done for them, and we try to fill in with the younger kids as we go along. But we're fortunate because we have 3 classes tomorrow night, and we get to run a class, and we get to run a Class C and a Class A. So I'll have every kid that will participate tomorrow night.
That's great.
Whether they want to or not because of the weather, but they're going to get to participate.
So you were you a track guy?
I was Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Ran for Coach White, Denny White. He's one of my. He comes up and he's an exchange zone for me, so he's up here on my meet.
And that's the Denny White relays down there.
Denny White relays at Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I recall that.
It was a long time ago. I was a 400, 200 guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like football more than track, like anybody else. I was out for other reasons. The way I got the job here, I didn't get the job for head track job. I don't know what year it was, but I was assistant track, and the AD, I'd never met him when I applied for the job, and he comes in and we're passing out football gear, and he goes, "Congratulations, you're new head track coach." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Nobody else wanted it. The other 2 guys didn't want it." And I said, "Okay." He says, "Washington relay is your biggest thing." And from then, that's now it is what it is.
Those ADs, you can't predict them.
You just never know what they're gonna spring on.
You just never know.
Never know.
They're usually like real tight.
Kind of like the CEO of a hospital.
Not all hospital CEOs are created equally.
That's good.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being here, Coach.
Appreciate you.
I'll be there tomorrow for a little bit at least, and look forward to a really good season. I think you're going to have a great season. I can't wait to go to Drake and knock on wood, Drake and State with you, and that's always fun. Every time I walk in to Des Moines on the weekend at Drake, hey, you Washington? Steve Roth? I'll go get brunch. Hey, you got a Washington shirt? Steve Roth? Yeah. Yeah,
I've been around a long time.
You've made your mark in Des Moines.
I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Good luck and have a fun track season. Stay warm. That's all for us. We're signing out. Thank you for watching Washington Demon Coaches Show, Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour.